If you want to be a winner, not only have to understand how to win, but to understand how to consistently win.
We're the freaking New York Jets, and we're built for this shit.
That's our brand of football. If you want to be a winner, not only have to understand how to win, but to understand how to consistently win.
We're the freaking New York Jets, and we're built for this shit.
That's our brand of football.
We are the New York Jets, and we are built for this shit. As fans, we are. But what we need Aaron Glenn and staff to do is build this shit the right way. Welcome, everyone. Good evening. It's Sunday Night Shine Time in prime time. I am your host, Nick. I will be joined in a few minutes by Jake Asman. But first, let's get through some show announcements. Let's get all of this business out of the way so we can just sit back, talk Jets, and have fun. Couple things first, all right? We are, after the outrageous and amazing love and support you guys have shown, we are 24 memberships away from getting to adding a new emoji. We would be at an all-time high on this show in memberships, and we like Jermaine Johnson on this channel. We like Jermaine Johnson getting sacks. Sacks will lead to sacks of money. So if we get 24 memberships tonight, ladies and gentlemen, oh yeah, we're getting Jermaine Johnson sacks emoji. Shout out to Knobcraft who put this together. But that's what's on deck. Also, everyone who gifted last night through in the Gamecast, the watch along, you were eligible last night for a jersey, but that also carries over to tonight's weekly raffle. We will be doing a weekly raffle jersey giveaway at the end of the show. And as always, in prime time, on Shine Time, all raffle entries are double. So we're very close. Don't forget, you're in the jersey raffle. But also, 2 weeks from tonight, we are going to be giving away the full-size, authentic Darrelle Revis Island inscription helmet. So, a lot of big things going on the channel. Thank you to everyone for just being awesome. I know Rick and the big fellas say that they're legends, and they are. But a lot of you are legends, and I appreciate all of you for being here. So I told Jake to come in like 10 after 8. We got some things we're going to discuss. We have an announcement to make. Big joint announcement. Breaking news on the Nick Shine Show. We'll have that in a few minutes. But ladies and gentlemen, if you're driving around in the car, if you got your Bose speaker at home, turn it up. Show Blitz some love. Make the neighbors bang on the wall. Make the neighbors call the cops. Blast this. It's worth it.
It's got
Gentry covered in football.
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show. Dim the lights, but it's still bright as Nick time. Day or night, this is his prime, it's Nick Shine. Proud fan, well defined, so get in line. Toe to toe with any show, he only got 9. The best show on YouTube, bro, is easy. We talk Jets all day, please believe me. Subscribe, you just gotta click a family. We not a click in 3D. You can see a beautiful DP. We see through the fake teams and the tea leaves. So we pray for a coach and a QB and hope that we close to the top in the new league. A toast to the host with the most, Nicky.
Who, me?
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show.
Fantastic.
Absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Blitz. Thank you again to everyone who's donated throughout the week. You guys have been absolutely tremendous. The wheel is updated. I just took all of our entries from last night, carried them over to put them on the weekly wheel. So that business is done. Shout out to Mike These Nuts for winning the jersey last night. You're the man, Mike. Congratulations. Oh, vanilla would have been upgrade. Vanilla would have been an upgrade, Matt. We're going to get into that. I'm going to wait for Jake to get here. We're going to get into the game last night. We're going to discuss all of that. But thank you, everyone, for being here. Make sure you hit the like button. If you're watching and you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We've had a lot of channel growth here. I thank all of you who are new and those of you who've been here for a long time. I couldn't do this without your support. You guys are absolutely tremendous. And each week, each show is getting bigger and bigger. And there is a very good possibility that during tonight's show, on the 17th of the month, we surpass our highest viewed month of all time with 14 days to go. So thank you, everyone, for making this the place to be on Sunday night and throughout the week, in the morning or at night when I get out of work. So yeah, I would change bum to butt. It was something that beast would dispose of in the toilet. So Rick is waiting for the wheel of fish. Whew. That went over my head. I'm sorry, I missed it. Well, the way this offense played last night, it smelled like rotten fish. There we go. We tied that together in a pretty little bow. But I do have one other thing to do behind the scenes. And while I do that, enjoy Baby Blitz and Baby Nick Shine. Good evening, everyone. Normally, this is the part where I go into a monologue about the Jets. I got to address something first. There's been some shit talk out there about this program. Don't talk shit about my family. They're my family.
And this just in, you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah, get ready for this new showdown. I call it the anytime, any day throwdown. Nick Shine, kill these clowns till they make no sound. They lose weight, we feel great when we burn these pounds. We all know that jet green make the earth go round. Another rookie head coach, another first go round. We bleed green, each fiend hope this team win now. And twist greens in the DP when my beats are found. Shine is unite, knock the lights out of midnight. We go show for show, goon for goon. We can fist fight, I rip mics. Clemens and Williams, all the dislikes. Bunch of Jets rappers out there, they ain't this nice. I did this twice. Got a sick addiction, so the green and white's my vice. I gave it blood, sweat, and tears. Yeah, I paid my price. Many years on this flight, no prescription, but I need a championship in my life. Yo.
For as long as I'm alive, I got your back because you always had mine, and I fucking love you guys for that. So keep coming back. It's a fun place to be. We don't turn people away. We don't talk down to people. Maybe we the people, but that he deserves it. Boom, boom. All right. Thank you, everyone. Like I said earlier, hit the like button. Let's get that going. Tonight, it's a Discord party brought to life. Hour 2. From 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, Discord members only can call in. You pay for the perk. That's one of the perks on deck. So later on, we'll put the call-in link in there for you guys. Also keeps the riffraff away. I want to keep the riffraff away. Being a legitimate Jet show, as we are now, ladies and gentlemen. Also, like I said, we are 24 members away from adding a new emoji. We haven't added a new emoji in a couple months. We've changed them. We've cycled around, but we're going to be at an all-time high in just a little bit. So thank you in advance. There's Rick Kent. You know what, man? You speak the truth, my friend. I will not argue with you. There's riffraff I'm in the Discord, so there's plenty of riffraff. You're right. There is. Jake will be here any minute. He did message, I'm running 2 minutes late. I was like, if you only show up 2 minutes late, that might be the earliest you've ever been. So we'll sign up for that. So, Jets fans, let's start off with this. Last week, we scored a touchdown on the opening drive in Green Bay. Didn't mean anything. It was nice. Didn't mean anything. Last night, we didn't look good. Jets fans on Twitter seem to be a roller coaster. And it makes me really not like Jets Twitter. Because everything is the biggest thing in the world or the worst thing in the world. And there's no level-headedness. There's no in-between. And I can't stand it. If you notice, when the season gets here, I participate in Twitter less and less because I just don't like that mentality. And it drives me away. Also, shout out to Stack, tonight's coffee cup. The Red Tails from an undisclosed location. Number 332. Play that in the lottery if you want. But shout out to Stack for tonight's coffee mug. You're the man, Stack. Thank you for that. So we can't. I always refer to the year 2000. The Jets were scoring under Vinny Testaverde and Al Groh 30 points easily in preseason games. There was an article. Could the Jets score 500 points that year? We went 9-7 and we missed the playoffs. Vinny was running 5 wide all the time, a lot of 4 wide receiver sets. They were motioning Curtis out as another receiver, and Vinny had empty backfield. 9-7. Wasn't the greatest performance, but the preseason looked amazing. There's 2 different approaches to the preseason in the NFL. Go very vanilla, because you know you're going to lose a lot of guys in your locker room. You know they're going to go to other places. You keep what you want to do for practice, even when the media is not there and it's a closed practice. But I will say this. There is some concern with Justin Fields, and it's legitimate. If it were Joe Burrow, who has been an elite passer in this league and has been an assassin from the pocket, I don't think there's much concern. But this is a guy who everyone, multiple teams now, have been waiting for him to develop. Some of the things that concern me are his posture. His posture's off, right? His technique is off. His mechanics are off. He's jumping and throwing this way. Last week, he sailed one wide because he didn't turn and make the throw. He didn't come over the top. He let his elbow dip. He missed Garrett going wide. This week, timing's off. He jumps, tries to throw it to Brees, sails it over his head. He doesn't seem comfortable in the pocket. You can look at that 2 ways. And how I'm going to choose to look at it, as this is where he needs improvement. So you're calling these plays to maybe help him see it. And maybe you might tell him, I don't want you running on this one. Get the ball out. There might be steps to this, right? Be in the pocket, be strong, look upfield, check it down. I don't want you running on this play. Now, we know he can run. It's not in question. Justin Fields is an elite rushing quarterback. But we got to get better from the pocket. Teams that don't throw from the pocket end up losing. Doesn't matter if you have the number 1 rushing offense, number 1 rushing defense. If you don't have a quarterback who can make the throws, you're eventually going to run out of time. Whether that's getting knocked out of the playoffs early, knocked out of the playoffs late, or knocked out of the playoffs. 2009, we had the number 1 rushing offense, number 1 defense in the NFL. Couldn't hold up in Indianapolis. So there's levels to this. You can have everything else lined up the right way, but if you don't have quality to above average quarterback play, you're going to have a lot of frustrating moments. And you're seeing that. 3rd and 2 last night. They run the ball the whole way down the field. Great, powerful, nonstop. Connor Rogers tweets, ABT putting on a blocking clinic on this drive. And then they throw it on 3rd and 2. The throw is behind Garrett Wilson. He has to slow down, and the Giants corner was able to reach in and knock it down. It's pretty frustrating. I don't get why you would go for it near midfield, but then not go for it on 3rd and 2. The way you're running the ball, you tell your offensive line, we're going to run it twice. We believe in you. You might not even have to run it twice. The Jets are doing some things well. All right, look, listen, we're not going to go from number 7 to the number 7 pick in the draft, 5 wins to a top 5 team in the NFL. It's just not going to happen. Buffalo Jet fan made a great point last night. We were horrible in run defense. We're horrible in run offense. We're horrible in pass offense. We're horrible in special teams. And we were horrible in pass defense. If you get above average in 2 of those this year, that's a huge jump. That's a huge, huge jump. You know, let's start with the positive. Well, it doesn't get any more positive than this, ladies and gentlemen. I am very proud to be joined by my guest host tonight, Mr. Jake Asman. How are you, sir?
What's up, Nick? Apologies for the tardiness. My laptop legitimately crashed as I was trying to get it started.
Well, I'm glad it worked out. Some of the chat, I said you'd be here at 8:10. You're 7 minutes late, and some of them are like, he must really love Nick. He's only 7 minutes late. You push your show way back. So thank you, sir. Appreciate you taking the time out to be here tonight. So last night, Dylan and I had Buffalo Jet fan on, and he mentioned 5 things that we were terrible in last year: running offense, passing offense, run defense, passing defense, special teams. If we can become very good in 2 of those 5 this year, let's say rushing offense, special teams look to be really good, right? We had a couple punts all inside the 20 last night. We haven't missed a kick yet. And I think pass defense is going to be really good. You know, I know we had that play last night where Cisco took out Stiggers basically, and we gave up that bomb. But that bomb happens because Sauce isn't there. Will, JJ, and Quinnen weren't there. So 4 of our biggest difference makers on the defense, guys who would get home and not allow Wilson to stand back there for 3.5 seconds before throwing that moonshot, we're all out. So I don't think there's any reason. I think the pass defense would be really good. So if we can really become good in those 3 areas, we're going to win more games than people think. Now, the key is to be consistent in all of those, right? Give me your thoughts on that, and then we'll run through everything else I wanted to touch with you.
Yeah, I think the point BJF made, I think, is fair. I think for this team to be a playoff team, though, the passing attack has to be a lot better than what we have seen so far. And we can say short sample size or not, but I think many of us had concerns with the passing attack before the 2 series last night. This has been a thing all summer. I continue to believe that they're a weapon short when you look at this team in the wide receiver room. But ultimately, if they can run the ball really well, which I've been encouraged by what we've seen there this summer, including the game last night, if their special teams is improved, which hard to be worse than where they were last year, not even just, you know, the field goal kicking and the punting, the coverage on returns, actually getting something on kickoff returns is more important this year than previous years because of the penalty on touchbacks to the 35-yard line now. I think it really comes down to the coaching and what level they can get Fields to play at. I think the rest of the team is positioned to be better than where they were last year because the bar is pretty low in some of those 5 things you mentioned.
Yeah, you know, and you're seeing a really big effort to get that run game going. And they look like that AVT, Membu, and even Tittman, because they're running up the A-gap a lot too. That center to right side looks to be dominant so far. And now, take it with a grain of salt. Dexter Lawrence was out last night. That's a huge difference maker on that front line. He did throw some of our offensive linemen around a little bit on Wednesday when I was there. So, but you're seeing the commitment to the run, right? And even last night when you're like, all right, we got to mix in a pass here. They're like, no, we're still going to run it. But what you said with the passing and then wide receiver too, Am I crazy to think that both Smiths can get their way up to working with the ones? Like, could you see Brandon, Arian, and Garrett on the field together for some sets? Like, I just feel that these two guys are making plays. Now, granted, it's against the twos, but I would really like to see them work more with the ones. We know Arian eventually will get there, but I'm a big Brandon Smith guy because nobody else can do what he does with his size and his strength and going over the middle to make those catches.
Yeah, I think he can, but I think it's more because there's no one else that could really make a name for themselves above him. So I don't want to knock Arian Smith. He's been fine. He's a day 3 pick. He needs time to develop. That's the expectation for a day 3 pick. I think the conversation with him has been very polarizing. You have people that every time he makes a play, it's like, see? And then when he does something bad, it's like, he's a butt. It's like, we got to let the guy play. I just look, the wide receiver room is not very good outside of Garrett. So if you told me he's the second receiver, Nick, I wouldn't be shocked, but I think it probably would have more to do with the fact no one else is any good above him. So that's my big problem.
Yeah. Yeah. You're almost going to be WR2 by default at this point, right? Not because you're a Jalen Waddle. You're just
right
on the Jets. You know, you're not going to go for 100 catches in this
Someone
offense,
technically has to be the second receiver, right? I mean, I think a lot of games, the pass catching targets are going to go Garrett 1, maybe Brees 2, Taylor 3, or vice versa. So, like, technically, maybe Arian Smith is wide receiver 2 later this year, but is he pass catcher 2 in most games? I would imagine probably not.
Yeah. We got 75 of you here watching with us. Make sure you hit the like button. We're joined by Jake Asman here. It's Sunday Night Shine Time. Also, super chats, cut the line. If you got a question, you got a topic, something that we haven't discussed, you have a criticism, something that you saw last night in the game towards the Jets, something towards the show, fire it off. It's a great way to get in. $5 super chats and above get you in the jersey raffle tonight. It's the weekly raffle. Gifted memberships. We are 24 away, ladies and gentlemen, from adding this beauty right here, which for some reason went away. Jermaine Johnson sacks. His sacks will lead to sacks of money, folks. Created by the great Knobcraft. We are 24 away, and hopefully we can get there tonight to add that for all of you Shiners to use throughout the show. Now, I'm going to ask you something, Jake. This keeps coming up. I'm not the first person to ask the question. I won't be the last. But the eye test is very valuable, right? To me, and my eyes, I see Braylon Allen as RB1. That running off of AVT with Braylon looks like it's going to be the biggest part of our offense. It looks unstoppable right now.
Well, maybe he's RB1 from like a running back carry standpoint, but I think Brees is going to have more total touches per game because I think he's going to be such a factor in the passing attack.
Yeah.
But Braylon Allen looks good, man. You're not wrong. I mean, every time he touches the ball, you have a lot of confidence that he's going to make some sort of positive play. He runs hard, and someone at his size, his strength, his speed, if he stays healthy, he's got a chance to be a real factor for them. So I'm glad they have him and Brees. I thought Brees had a nice run last night too. That drive that they ultimately settled for the field goal on, I mean, what'd they throw? Twice among 10 plays? They ran the ball. So you need multiple backs to be able to do that. I like Isaiah Davis too. I know he didn't play last night. I feel good about the running back room. I think ultimately, though, Brees is still quote-unquote RB1. But if you tell me Braylon has gains where he has more carries, I believe it. I just think Brees is going to be involved a lot as a passer.
Yeah. Any disappointment that Edwards didn't get any run with the ones after Isaiah Davis being ruled out of last night's game?
Not really. I wasn't that surprised about that. I think they tried to give Edwards an opportunity to make some plays last night. They gave him a chance to be on special teams. Like, that's his path to making the roster, having a role on specials. I think Nwanu, though, is making the team because I think we saw it last night. He had that really good kickoff return to kind of set the offense up with good field position. They did nothing with it, but I think he's going to be on the team, and they're going to value his ability to return kicks. I do think that Donovan Edwards can make the practice squad, though. Like, I don't think he's a lock to get claimed if the Jets cut him. That said, I mean, things change. If he has a big game against the Eagles on Friday, maybe he could play himself onto the 53.
All right. While we're still there on the offense, how dominant do you think this O-line can be? They put a lot of premium investments into it. You know, everyone's either a first or second rounder, and then you have Simpson, who we brought in free agency. But they've made it a point in the previous and now the current regime to really stack this offensive line. And it looks so far that they're starting to gel. I like that Membu's staying in with the twos to get a little bit of extra work, you know, in live action. But, I mean, we're going to go as far as this line takes us, right? Like, if we're going to have any chance of the playoffs, we're going to have a top 5 offensive line. You know, they're going to have to be the bread and butter for this team. Give me your thoughts on them and what you see so far with them.
Yeah, I look, if they're not a top 10 unit, something's gone wrong, right? Because they've invested too much for it to not be a good unit. AVT has been in the league now. He is out there as the veteran on the line. You got the 2 young stud tackles, we think, in Olu and Membu. Tipman's in his 3rd year now. Simpson was really good last year. If this offensive line can't be top 10 with the investments they put into it, something's gone horribly wrong. These guys are overrated, and we rated them way too high, or there were a ton of injuries. They've looked good this summer. They looked good in the 2 games in the preseason. They were moving people around last night. AVT, I thought, was really impressive watching the game back earlier today. So I'm encouraged. I mean, the O-line playing well, the running game being a factor, Fields adding a lot to that is how they could overcome the fact that their passing offense leaves a lot to be desired. There's avenues to winning games. We saw this team win 7 games with Zach Wilson, Tim Boyle, and Trevor Siemian 2 years ago. They had a great defense. They had a field goal kicker that couldn't miss.
Putrid offensive line.
Horrendous. And the quarterback was even worse. So there's a path to being relevant. Are they good enough to be a playoff team? That's where I have doubts, but very rarely are teams god awful if your O-line is solid, and I think they have, at the bare minimum, a solid O-line.
Okay. Now, we'll stay on the offensive side of the ball. Fields has been disappointing, all right? 1 for 5, 4 yards, a jump pass that sailed over Brees's head, the ball on the 3rd and 2, slowed Garrett Wilson down where the defender was able to gain ground and knock it away. He hasn't looked good or comfortable in the pocket. I'm sure they're telling him no RPOs, hand it off. We'll save that for the regular season. There was one last night. He could have just taken it to the house up top. The Giants knew he's not keeping it in the preseason, right? They crashed down on the run. Regular season, he's gone. That would have been a 45-yard touchdown, I believe, if I remember exactly where the ball was correctly. Is it time to panic with him yet? I mean, there's major concern, but where are you in terms of your panic button? Are you like starting to raise the hand to hit the button? Where's Jake?
No, I mean, he's played 3 drives in the preseason. Like, panic. I mean, the same people, quote unquote, panicking after yesterday were probably giddy after a 1 drive last week. So you can't tell me you're going to panic after 2 drives this week, where, by the way, they did score on one of the drives. They kicked the field goal and they ran the ball really well. So no, I'm not panicking. But I'm not the biggest Fields believer to begin with. Like, people are acting like this is brand new, that a guy that has been a below average passer every year he's in the league has looked below average in limited action so far in the preseason. Like, they downgraded that quarterback as far as a passer goes. Hopefully, with a really good coaching job by Engstrand and the O-line being good at run blocking, and Brees and Braylon and Fields' ability to run, they could be a better overall offense, which I think is possible. But I don't think we should panic. I mean, this is kind of what Fields is, and a lot of what he does great, you're not going to be able to really see that in the preseason. They're not going to show you their full offense in the preseason. You're not seeing the RPOs and the quarterback keepers and the different wrinkles they have for quarterback rollouts and the play action that I'm sure they're going to incorporate. So not panicking at all. I would like to see Fields and Garrett get on the same page, but I'm not panicking. I think their passing attack is going to be below average this year. I accepted that the second they signed Justin Fields.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, staying on the quarterback position. Why does it look so different the second Martinez comes in? We're running the dagger concept where from the slot, he runs right at the safety and then the 12, 15-yard in, and the ball's popping out. It's getting there. Like, listen, I want
Martinez is a better drop back quarterback, probably. I mean, and it's also less level of competition, right? The Giants' defense, when Martinez was out there, was not, the starters for them. Like, Fields went up against the starters minus Dexter Lawrence last night.
It just looks like everyone else is able to get it downfield, though. And I get what you're saying with the starters and the level of competition, but
It's 2 drives,
I
though.
think-
Like
I know.
one of them, they ran the ball great, so you didn't really
Yeah.
have any opportunities to throw until he had a chance to hit Garrett Wilson on the slant to keep the drive going, and he missed him. So like that's on Fields.
Yeah, no, you're right. I'm just presenting this is not my take. I'm just presenting, the discussion with what we've seen so far.
I would have liked to have seen a 3rd drive last night. If I'm going to criticize
Agreed.
Glenn for anything, I felt like why stop at just 2? There's 38 seconds to go in the first quarter. Let him play that last drive. If it goes a little bit into the second quarter, all right. If it doesn't work, fine. But I don't know. It left a bad taste in my mouth last night that I then drenched with some alcohol shortly after that to pull Justin Fields out after just 2 drives. Like Brian Dable put Russell Wilson back out there for a 3rd drive. I don't know. I felt like Fields should have been out there for a 3rd drive too.
They earned absolutely nothing to be taken out of the game.
Right. I agree. With
I think. Do you think Glenn was protecting Fields by pulling him? Maybe he was that off. They didn't want to have it look worse. Like they knew they could run the ball, and maybe it was just like, all right, we're running the ball. We got things we got to work on. Why put him out there for more criticism and more issues? Let's just correct this during the week.
I don't know if it was criticism. I don't think Glenn cares about that. I think it was, this is our plan, and we plan on playing him in the 3rd preseason game. So we got some work in. We scored on our last drive. We'll review the tape. We'll see what we can do better. And we're having these guys play Friday night, which is 6 days from last night. I think that's part of it.
All right. Shout out again to Stack for tonight's coffee mug. The Red Tails from an undisclosed location, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Stack, for the coffee mug. You're the man. But as you guys know, it's time to move on to mug number 2 during the show, an Old Faithful, the Jets Cup. Thank you for watching. We got 85 of you here right now. And speaking of Stack would say something. There's only 58 likes with 85 of you here. So, ladies and gentlemen, smash that like button. The math is not mathing. So far, the best signing for this free agent group looks to be Muji's first signing, Beck. He seems to be the most consistent player. Now,
what about Brandon Stevens? That was a hell of a play last night.
It was. He made a nice play, but Beck has been more consistent, right? He's shown up in both games, and it's not a day and era in the NFL where the fullback should be your focal point of an offseason, but to date, Beck is looking like he's going to have a nice role on this team. They're going to put him in the backfield. They've shown his ability to get out and catch passes downfield. So he seems to have a solidified role in this offense. And it's a little bit, it fits with what we're going to do, right? We should be in the top 5, if not even 3, in rush attempts and maybe total rushing yards this year. So he's going to have a big role in what we do. But rolling from him to the tight ends, which he'll see some lining up at the tight ends as well, it seems to be Mason Taylor and everyone else fighting for a spot, right? You saw even Zach Kuntz got elevated to work with the ones a little bit yesterday. Rucker got bumped down to the 2s. Smart is in there. These 3 guys seem to be, and Smart stood out with that hit on Carter, right? If we're going to be a team that runs the ball really well, you're going to need guys blocking, especially if Lazard's going to miss some time. A block like that from Smart, if he can continue to do things like that, that could be a nice role for him, right? He's shown his ability to catch and run the week before in Green Bay. Give me your thoughts on the tight end situation and how do you see this playing out?
I feel like it's clearly Mason Taylor. Rucker's going to be on the team because he keeps playing with the starters. So the coaches obviously think he does something to warrant being out there. I don't know what that is. I'm still waiting to see. But I think Rucker's going to be there. I'm impressed with Stone Smart. That block on Abdul Carter was awesome. Shout out to him for that. We know Beck is a utility guy, fullback, tight end. So I think they're going to keep those 4, right, if you count Beck as kind of a hybrid. But I would love to see Stone Smart and Beck play a lot more with Taylor than Rucker at this point. I for the life of me, don't know exactly what Jeremy Rucker does.
He grew up on Long Island.
He did.
That's all I know.
That honestly, if he didn't have that, it's really not a conversation with him. He's in his 4th year and he's done nothing. That's
his
the big
dad's
thing.
a Jet fan.
Yeah, his dad watches my show. I feel bad, but it's like Zach Wilson's family used to love me. I got to call it how it is. Jeremy Rucker has not made plays. We're in his 4th year, and if all he could do is just always a good blocker, is he? I don't know if he is. And
Rick Kent's been more productive as a Jet fan than Jeremy Ruckert's been as a Jet. So, Rick, shout out to you.
And like, I don't want to like dunk on the guy. It's an amazing story, but like, think about it. He's in his 4th year, and if all we're saying is he's good at blocking, I could probably find a better blocking tight end that's cut in 2 weeks on the waiver wire.
Yeah. No, you're right. You concerned about defensive end depth?
Very. I'm more concerned about that than the defensive tackle depth, because I actually think Tafili and Coward, I think they can hold their own next to Quinnen. They got nothing after Will McDonald right now. I know Jermaine's coming back, but he's coming off an Achilles. I mean, Michael Clemens, really? Tyler Barron? I thought he was going to push Clemens off the team. Did he play last night? Does anyone? Eric Watts, McGregor, none of these guys rushed the quarterback. I mean, look how much time DeVito and James
Kingsley Jonathan made a play. Number 57.
He was the only one.
He's the only one, and he went unblocked. He cut down and made a nice play. But is Kingsley Jonathan going to get Josh Allen? I don't think so.
Yeah, it's obviously Jermaine being back will be huge. I don't know why they don't sign Jadeveon Clowney. I would add a defensive end to that room immediately.
Yeah, and they could down the road. Cut down is coming in 10 days? 9 days? Next Tuesday, right?
Cut down day would be, I think that sounds right.
The
Tuesday
26th,
after the
I
last
believe,
preseason
4 o'clock
game.
on the 26th. So, or the 25th, either that Monday or Tuesday. Usually the NFL does their week on Tuesday, so I believe that's what it is. But, I mean, if I'm looking at things right now, I'm definitely looking wide receiver. I'm looking defensive end, and I'm maybe looking for another safety. Those are the 3 areas that I know you got Malachi Moore. I know Clark made a play or 2 last night. I don't know if I'm comfortable with that being safety 3 and 4. Right? Are you?
Not really. There's some concern there for sure. Like you look at the totality of the defense, there's pieces there. All 3 levels we could point to an all-pro. But we talked about the depth on defensive end and defensive tackle. Linebacker, they lose one of Quincy and Sherwood. You're like, uh-oh. I don't know if Zaire Barnes is the guy or anyone else, Jamin Davis or whoever. And then, you bring up the secondary. I like Malachi Moore. He's got to stop shoulder tackling. I think Tony Adams is going to be the starter till proven otherwise next to Cisco had a huge coverage bust last night that led to the big score. I still think they're okay there because I think Sauce, Michael Carter being healthy is huge. Stevens really impressed me so far. So I'm more concerned, I guess, about the D-line situation and the edge depth than I am about the safety situation.
Yeah. Now, it's difficult to throw your ones out there with arguably your best 4 players, right? You can make that argument in terms of value to the team. Obviously, Sherwood and Quincy are up there too, but having to throw your ones out there without your top 4 ones, in my opinion, right? With JJ, McDonald, Quinnen, and Sauce, kind of changes how you want to coach the game. It kind of changes what you want to do with your play calling, right? So I think we saw the week before when Will and Sauce were there, Wilkes was a little more aggressive, right? You think last night he called the game a little differently because he was missing, those players?
To be honest, I really don't know because I don't think we know enough about what a Steve Wilkes defense with Aaron Glenn is to this point. They're definitely going to blitz more than what we saw with Saleh, but I still think it was a pretty vanilla defense overall. Like I didn't see anything that crazy that the Jets were doing defensively last night. I think they just couldn't get pressure. Like if you go back and watch all the highlights of Dart that have been everywhere on the internet because you have you have so many people going nuts over him already. Then you watch it back. It's like they didn't touch him at all. So I just feel like it was very vanilla. They didn't get a lot of pressure on any quarterback. And, you look at the pocket that Russell Wilson had on that 80-yard completion. I mean, you can have a barbecue back there. He had so much time. So not having Will McDonald was definitely big because without him and Jermaine, you really just didn't have any push up front, especially with no Quinnen either. I think that was the biggest thing. It's just I don't know if Wilkes was calling anything different or not because I don't know if it would have mattered because they just got no pressure on the quarterback the whole night.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the crowd is here. We have 90 of you watching. So it's time for us to reveal tonight's breaking news. The Asmaniac Shiner outing is set for the Carolina game October 19th. Tickets have been purchased. And you have been asking, when will we have tailgate info? Well, we have tailgate tailgate info for you right now. If you plan on coming to that game, screenshot this info. My Venmo is on there. My PayPal and Cash App also. Jake ran the ticket side of it for the game. I'm running the tailgate side of it. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. This will be posted in Jake's Discord. It will be posted in my Discord. We will be pumping this information out there. Jake on his show daily, me and my show daily whenever we're on here. So there you go, folks. Hope to see a lot of you there. All the info is there, where it is, when it is, and how you pay to get in. So we're looking forward to that. Jake, your thoughts, man. It's getting close, man. We're about 2 months out. You know, we started talking about this before the schedule came out, and we're getting close.
I'm pumped,
Rob
man.
V, no, not to my knowledge, Rob.
I'm pumped, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun. You know, I just can't believe that you agreed to pick up Big Cho after all. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I did. And if
gonna be a
anyone
great
is
tailgate.
interested, when he doesn't show up at the game, we will have an extra ticket. We will raffle off in the parking lot.
Well, that's actually what I raffled off at my watch party last night. I'm kind of banking on that.
Who won?
Mr. Bonesy, who already had tickets.
Nice.
So now he's got 2 extra ones.
Nice. Well, you know what? Bonesy gets a little nuts, so maybe he needs the extra seats next to him.
Well, I said to him, he's like, you sure you want me to win it? Because I already have tickets. I'm like, yeah, you can take your kids. He goes, my time at the game gets way less. He's like, I have way less fun if I actually bring the kids. And I was like, you bring your brother. He's like, oh.
It changes the game day experience. You know, if you're going with the boys, it's one thing. If you're going with your boys, if you're taking your kids, it changes it. But when you're going with the fellas, you want to hang and chill with the fellas.
He's like, my kids will make it a lot less fun for me. I'm like, you know what? I get that.
Yeah, it's going to be a great day. I think a lot of us looked at that Carolina game as a game we should be able to win.
That's why I picked it. That game. Oh, yeah, there it is. Rick Kent, exactly. Nick's a good guy, a family man. It's also that game's like right before their bye too, right? Or is it right after their? I know it's before their.
We
bye.
have Cincinnati after that, and then the bye.
Okay. Yeah, I just feel like that's games in a good spot, right? So it's right after London, if I have that right. Maybe something like that.
Yeah, that's game 6.
This is game 7.
All right, hold on. Let me pull it up.
So what's the record at the time of the meetup game?
All right, let's pull it up right now.
One, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, Denver 6, not 5. So Carolina 7. So at the time of the meetup,
so we could be 3-3 going into that game to get the 4-3.
Tremendous. 3-3 with that Carolina game, man. I've looked at the schedule as like 2-game seasons. Pittsburgh, Buffalo, win 1, right? You win that Pittsburgh game, you're playing with house money week 2. Back-to-back games in Florida. The schedule gave us a blessing, which they never do, giving us that Monday night game in Miami, because you don't want to be on that sideline in the sun in September in Miami where it's 110 degrees and they're on the sideline and it's 82, the way they structured that. And then you got Dallas coming here that hasn't played here well. And then you go to London to play Denver, which isn't an easy trip for either. So that could be a neutralizer. If you could be 3-3 with Carolina, man, that place will be rocking.
Sign me up for that.
I expect 3-5. 4-4, sign me up. But I think 3-5 at the bye is where we are.
Yeah, 3-5 sounds possible. Anything worse than that, and we're talking about trading guys at the deadline.
Yeah, but you come out of that bye, right? What's the narrative been with the Jets the last several coaching regimes? We can't win with extra time off. And then we can't win on short time. We don't win on Thursday very much. I know we won last year. We actually won twice on Thursday last year. But you have Cleveland coming here after the bye. You got to win that game, right? The chances are they're going to have a rookie quarterback playing. You got to win that game. And then you go up to New England on a short week. You want to change the narrative with this team. You got to win with the extra time off and then the short bye week. You can win 2 games in 5 days and get to, what would we be at that point? 6-4, right? If we win Carolina, right? That's 10 games. 6-4, 5-5. If it's bad in the first half, if you can get to that, and 6-4 would be tremendous. And then you go into Baltimore and probably get your teeth kicked in. But then that Atlanta, Miami, Jacksonville, New Orleans, New England again, I don't see any of those games where we're going to be where we shouldn't be able to compete in that, right?
Well, that's why if they're relevant into the bye, there's a path. I mean, the only really tough game where you're like, yeah, we're not winning is at Baltimore. But outside of that, all the other games are winnable. None of the games down the stretch are, wow, the Jets are going to be overmatched. At least it doesn't feel like it in August saying that now.
Yeah, it's you gotta win early. You gotta steal a couple of these games early. Like, we're probably going to be underdogs in every game up until Carolina, right?
I think they actually are. Like, if you do the look ahead right now.
Yeah. So you got to steal some of those. You know,
they got to steal week
Florida
one.
Games.
They got to win week one. That's the game.
It. You win week one, you win a lot of the skeptics over in the fan base.
Well, you just buy yourself time too. You get some buy-in from the players who I think they're bought in now, but it's like, holy crap, like it's working. Like, we're actually beating the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers. Like, yeah, like, and that's a winnable game. I mean, it's Pittsburgh I think is going to be better than the Jets this season, but Mike Tomlin's not going 13-4. You know, he goes 9-8, which means the Jets got to make the Steelers 8 losses. They got to make sure that they're one of them.
Pork star. Mike White only won 2 games as a starting quarterback in the NFL. He's 2-5 as a starter. He won 1 game in each year as a starter. So we weren't 7-4 with Mike White, my friend. He's 2-5 as a starting quarterback for the New York Jets.
Well, they were 7-4 after he took over and beat the Bears, and then
but that was the year Zach won 5 in a row.
Right, but I mean, he was a passenger in all those wins.
Correct. But yeah, Mike White did not go 7-4. That's all.
No, he won that first game, and then they lost the Vikings game because Berrios couldn't catch a pass, and then he got his ribs shattered in Buffalo. And by the time he came back against Seattle, he was a compromised player, and they lost that one.
Yeah.
They should have went to one of the big mistakes Saleh made. He might be the head coach right now if he had some foresight with this. Probably not. He probably wouldn't have fired by now. But they would have made the playoffs in 22. If he had went to Mike White in the second New England game when they had an inch of offense in the second half, they win that game. They win the Bears game. They might have snuck into the playoffs in 22.
Yeah, and then we lose the last 6. That loss in New England, 3-10 on the punt return. It was like, what, 20 seconds left?
The worst game ever. I mean, that defense was so good that day, and they just...
And then Zach makes the comments.
Yeah. Do you feel responsible for the loss? Or whatever the question was about, like, do you feel like you let the defense down? And he said no.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, I see some of the comments in the chat. More info on the tailgate. The $65, if you send that money to me electronically, you save money. Joe's giving us a deal for that day. You save about $20 instead of going through his website. Joe, big friend of the channel, he's been on here before and wanted to help out the group. Also, you will be eligible for raffles that day. Jake and myself will be putting some items together. If you are a part of the tailgate or the ticket buy, you're eligible that day. So we'll discuss how we're going to structure that, but definitely there will be raffle giveaways as well, and you're not going to pay anywhere near what you're paying for other group outings this year. You know, Jake and I wanted to keep it as low as possible for you with all the support that you give Jake and myself. So thank you, everybody, for that. We got 98 of you here right now watching. Thank you very much, guys. We're trying to hit 100 for the second week in a row on Sunday night. Make sure you hit the like button. We will be having calls coming in for anyone who's a member of the Shiner Discord in a few minutes. Jake, I know we got a few more minutes with you. Anything on your mind that we haven't covered yet? Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Rick Kent is already in. That's all we need to do. If you want to come to the tailgate, forget me, forget Jake. If you want to hang with the legend himself, the one, the only, the West Coast Avenger, Rick Kent, make sure you get to the tailgate, folks.
That was fast.
Got your Venmo, Rick.
Shout out to Rick Kent.
Rick, don't fuck around. Rick's a
Hey,
man of business.
Big Cho just sent you a Venmo too, Nick.
I closed my Venmo account down, ladies and gentlemen. Cash App and PayPal, the only way to get to me. He wouldn't have sent it because he doesn't even know my channel exists or ever watched my show. So I think we're good.
Come on, he watches your show.
Rick Kent's a good time. I don't think he does. He didn't even know who I was.
You said you didn't know who he was.
No, he didn't know who I was.
Yeah, but you said you didn't know Big Cho very well. That's why
No,
you
I
couldn't pick
don't
him up.
know him. He doesn't watch my show. He's not part of the community. Like if Addison or Rick or one of my boys, Knob, Hank G. If
You're
Boom
saying
was coming,
he doesn't know you, but he doesn't know you yet, but he will.
I'm good.
And that friendship
I got enough
will
friends.
blossom.
I got enough friends now. I'm good.
October 19th. We still got time. We got 2 months. More than 2 months.
If I could play music right now on the channel and not get it shut down, I would play Frozen, Let It Go for you.
Man. I am excited for him to be there.
Sure. I'm excited to hang with a lot of people that day. And if I talk to
big
Cho,
crowd pop for Big Cho. Last
I'm
night,
sure.
B-Man got the biggest crowd pop. I think Big Cho might get the biggest one at the tailgate.
Yeah.
I judged
Yeah,
the
I
crowd
mean-
pop by saying, ladies and gentlemen, insert whoever name. And based on how the audience, the fans at the event react, that's how I know who got the biggest crowd pop.
Nice. So there you have it, folks. We have the tailgate information. We will post that in both of our Discords for you guys. Jake,
Yes.
how do you feel about Aaron Glenn? He got hit with a little bit of adversity last night.
Lane,
for the
is that
first
you?
time, right? How do you feel about the Jets? How do you feel about the Jets? How do you feel about Glenn? Like things have gone well so far for him, right? Like he's had a lot of support. And last night's the first little bit of adversity, right? Where it maybe didn't go his way. This week has been a challenge, right? The Giants got the best of us. A lot of people say, I was there Wednesday. I said it. A lot of Jets fans who were there Tuesday said it. And then on television, for NFL Network, nationally televised game, we didn't look too good. So New York can turn on you very quickly. And I think Glenn is built to handle it. Give me your thoughts on Glenn when adversity hits and what you've seen from him so far and how you think he rallies the team with this.
I think he's done a really good job so far. He's still in that honeymoon phase. So I think, there's still got to be, that adversity in games that count, right? This team is not going 17-0. There's going to be a brutal Jet loss in there, probably multiple that he's going to have to deal with. And I think he knows not to be like combative with reporters afterwards when something like that happens. But let's see how he handles the adversity early, especially with how public he's been in backing Justin Fields. If he struggles, what's he going to say then? You can only defend the quarterback so long before the rest of the team is like, come on, man. And we're not even close to that just yet. But it's like, think down the line how he's going to handle those type of questions in that situation. But I don't consider this week any real adversity, right? They looked great last week. They got beat last night by the Giants in the preseason. They played their starters for 2 drives. Like, it is what it is. I do think Glenn has really impressed me with how he's run training camp. I like the mentality he's trying to instill. I think I think his coaching hires so far, I like Wilkes. I think Angstram's been impressive in, a very small sample size. So I'm trying to give Glenn a chance, man. It's a great story. If he's the guy that could actually turn this around. I just think we all got to understand that just because we're fired up now, if they lose some games, that doesn't mean that he's a bad coach. We got to kind of see it through with him for better or worse.
Yeah. Thank you, Gator. I don't know why my microphone keeps changing, but I sound better now.
I didn't even notice that you sounded bad in the first place.
Okay. He that's why he's Gator, right? He catches these things that you and I don't. All right. Who leads this team in rushing yards?
Ooh. I'm going to say Justin Fields.
Nice. All right. I like it.
Because I think there's going to be a real split with Braylon and Brees. And I think Fields is going to have a lot of rushing yards when he play. My only concern with Fields, he's never once played a full season. He's always missed time with either injury or last year. Obviously, who knows what would have happened. He got benched at 4-2.
Okay. Jiu-Jitsu, the question. Why do I see the channel at? I've won the lottery, it seems like. YouTube is going to be changing all of their channels to the @ because it'll make it easier for people on mobile to tag people. And I just seem to like the super chat goal. Jake had that months ago. I just got it a few weeks ago. So they issue these things to channels randomly. I won the lottery with this one, I guess. So, but from what everything everyone has looked up says, all the channels will be going to this eventually because it'll make it easier to tag. So it's nothing I did. It's not a setting that I did. And as much as people want to come at me with it, I swear to you, it's not me. But it does seem to be a thing that's happening.
I don't like it.
I don't either. But it will.
Is that Jizzing with Mike who just wrote that? Like, I think that's PBM, right?
Is it? I mean, who else do we know with jujitsu?
Yeah, there's the jujitsu, and then there's Jizzing with Mike. I think it's him.
Yes. I'm sorry, guys. It's all me. You're right. The one thing I want to do when I sit here on a Sunday, I find ways to upset the people who come and watch the show. Like that's now. We have a caller. This guy hasn't been seen here in a very long time. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome in Rob.
Let's go.
How you doing, bro?
How you guys doing, bro?
All right,
Rob
man.
V.
My man. So what's the date for this game? It's a Panther game, you said?
October 19th, the day after Big Cho gets stranded at the airport.
No, he's
I'll be
coming.
there,
Nick
buddy.
Shine's picking him up.
Yeah, it sounds a lot better than that $300 one. I'm with
What's
it, though.
on your mind, brother?
No, they're just calling in to say hello, say what's up to you and Jake. Jake, first of all, congratulations. I know we've had our issues, but it's all bullshit looking back on it, brother. Congratulations. I told you 5 years ago you were gonna make it, bro. And sure as
Nice,
hell you
man.
did.
I appreciate
So
that.
congratulations. I'm really happy for you, bro.
Yeah, it should be fun, man.
Awesome,
The best part is that I'm done with radio by noon every week, which means
I know you go to 12, right?
It's perfect. Get just enough time to get home to watch the Jets or get to a watch party if we're doing something that week. So it's perfect.
Good
Who
stuff.
are you with?
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Congratulations.
Me and Tannenbaum are doing a Sunday show
I
together.
know you and Tannenbaum. That's great. You got to ask him the hard questions, though.
Yeah, I mean, what's funny is the last time I had him on was at the Combine, and I was grilling him about the process where they hired Glenn, and I could tell like he was like, wow, like I didn't think he'd come at me with like real questions. I think he respected me for it, but like I could just tell by his body language, like he thought he was getting like a softball interview, and I came at him with like, why'd you get? You said you wanted to interview all these candidates for due process. Why didn't you talk to McCarthy, Pete Carroll, John Greer, and he really didn't have great answers for it, so he better be right with Glenn. But we'll see.
It's gonna be a good gig though, bro. It really.
Yeah,
is.
I'm excited. I like Mike.
Especially Sundays, bro. It's sick, dude.
How long is the show?
It's a 4-hour show. So the first hour is me solo from 8 to 9, and then Mike will join me from 9 to noon every week.
Oh wow, that's big, man. Congrats.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I caught a little wind of it earlier, but I wasn't sure the exact specifics. I heard you when I tuned in. You were thanking people for congratulating you, but I didn't get the exact time. So that's great, dude. If I'm at a game and the tailgate's on, we got Jake Asman on the radio during the pregame.
Bumped Jake Asman before at the tailgate.
Yeah, well, think about a lot of people driving. Yeah, we're definitely taking callers. A lot of people will be driving to either Jets or Giants games that are going to be listening, and then you'll have people driving to whatever bar they go to watch the local games. People have their kids Sunday morning have soccer. They're coming back, so it's a really good time slot, I think, because everyone's like getting ready for football that early.
When do you officially start? Week 1?
Week 1, yeah. So it's every Sunday except our game for the Panthers, Nick, and then I'm going to Tampa too, week 3. So I took off for those 2 dates.
Nice.
Yeah. He's still going to Tampa though. That's cool.
The Tampa takeover.
I think I might be. I don't know if I'm like going in and out, but I just wanted to call and say what's up to you guys and wish you the best, Jake and Nick. I will Venmo you that 65 whenever I can. I don't think I'll be able to do it till like next Friday or something, but I'll definitely do it.
We got time, man. I'll put the list together, and then as I get like every 10 people, I'll shoot it over to Joe. And that day, he'll give me the bracelets, the wristbands for that tailgate. And when you guys get there, just come see me. Bada bing, bada boom. We hand it out. You know what I'm saying,
Bada bing, bada boom.
You know what we do, Rob V. You tell them, Rob.
All right. Good call, man. Thank you guys for having me on.
Thank you. I love that you said good call to yourself. Nice, Rob.
No. You guys did good. Not me. Love you guys. Peace.
Love you too, Thanks for calling in. That's great at the end. Good call. All right, Rob. Good call, man. I agree.
It was a very good call. Well done, Rob.
Nice. Oh, I know you said you only had till 9 o'clock tonight, sir.
Yeah, but I was late, so you could have me for. I have
All right.
Taco Bell to the side here. That's the real reason why I'd like to go eat that. But I got another 5 minutes. Why not?
All right. Well, I appreciate you putting dinner off to hang here. Ladies and
I had
gentlemen,
a
the call
crazy
lines
day
are
today,
open.
Nick. Wild.
What happened?
I did a 3.5-hour post game show, and then Ricky NY is like, "You doing an afternoon show?" I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "No, I'm done."
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are still no gifted memberships yet tonight. We are 24 away from a new high on the Nick Shine show, and possibly adding the Jermaine Johnson sax emoji tonight. I will contribute 5 if we get close, ladies and gentlemen. I will help put us over the top tonight if we get that done. There, we are off and running, ladies and gentlemen. Jake Asman starts us off, and his went to Chris 0622. Thank you, Jake. As we say in this community, you are a nice guy. Let me see here. People asking about the Knicks. I guess that's for you, because even though it's the Nick Shine show, I do not discuss the Knicks.
What's the question?
I don't know. Someone said, "What about the Knicks?" I don't know. Is there anything going on with the Knicks?
Is there anything going on with the Knicks? Not yet. I mean, training camp opens late September. They start.
Is he asking about me and my son? I don't know. Help me out here. But
I mean, I think the Knicks are going to be very good, if not the best team in the conference. But that's all I have on the Knicks right now. I was wearing a Knicks shirt earlier. I did put on the Jet shirt for you.
Oh, nice.
I call this the Mr. Bonesy. This is Bonesy's.
That is
shirt. We both wear the same
black.
shirt.
Anything in black.
He wore it last night. You were missed at T-Squared last night, Nick. My dad was actually like, "Where's Nick Shine?" I go,
"Ah, really?"
He was too busy. He had to pick up Big Cho.
That's it. It's taken a while. We had to get some adjustments made to the Sierra outside so that we have the lift on the back to get him in. Shout out to Gang Green getting us 5 channel memberships. Now we're starting to cook, ladies and gentlemen.
That's Green Gang. He came all the way from
Green
Baltimore.
Gang. I'm sorry. I just assumed Gang Green with the Jets. Green Gang. That's right. We met him. He's from Baltimore, right?
He's the one who drove all the way from Baltimore to be at the Chef Kevin experience.
Nice. Still, what a good time that was. The room was perfect. Like, everything about that day was great. Up until I had the idea of Charles sipping the soup. Everything else was really perfect that day.
Yeah, another big issue that day was the Jets stunk at the green and white practice, but you weren't there for that, so you didn't have to deal with that.
Yeah. Green Gang's memberships went to BC-TH3MX, Jetted Out, Dominic D'Angelo, our guy Phenom, and the Bad Fella. Thank you, Green Gang. I appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are 18 away from a new emoji tonight. Gator saying, "Congrats on the Sunday morning show, Jake. 5 years from now, Connor will be taking over with Joe Douglas as his co-host." Nice. That's you guys are both going to get booted out by the next breed.
See, you can say whatever you want about Mike Tannenbaum, but that man had a winning record with the New York Jets as their GM. Hired 2 coaches that went to the playoffs. Joe Douglas
he won more games than he made draft picks, because he traded draft picks away like they were absolutely nothing.
He did. Joe Douglas, he was not. I don't think Douglas was as bad as the record, but ultimately his record is going to be the thing people look at and go, "This guy was terrible."
Yeah. If you take away getting a head coach and a quarterback, I think he did a really good job. But unfortunately, those are the most 2 important things with having winning football program.
Yeah,
right?
he wasn't bad at picking certain aspects of a team, just the most important aspects he was horrific at, and it doomed him. It's like building a nice house and not having a roof. Like, that's your quarterback and coach.
Yeah. Or there was no foundation. You just built it on a quicksand. But ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, the legendary Rick Kent He's already in for the tailgate, and now he's nudging us closer to the Jermaine Johnson Sachs emoji. His 5 memberships went to Mr. Big Skins 420, Jeffrey R., John Sauer, Jet Mets, and you want to read this last one, Jake, since it happened on your show?
Hold on. I got to pull up the names. I believe that is the great I'm pooping right now.
That is.
Oh,
That is.
fantastic.
It happened on your show, so I wanted to give you first rights. But thank you, Mr. Kent. Now, don't forget, guys, every raffle entry tonight on Sunday is doubled. It's doubled for the jersey giveaway that we're doing later tonight, and it's also doubled for the one and the only Hall of Famer, Darrell Revis, full-size, authentic helmet with the Revis Island inscription, which we will be giving away 2 weeks from tonight.
That's a good one.
That's the biggest one we've gotten on this channel. It's the big one. That's why we ran it a little bit longer. Now, let's bring in. I don't have an intro for him. Jake, you want to sing it? He's from Florida State.
Ricky, New York is my name. Florida State is my game. My internet sucks.
What's up, Ricky?
Hopefully not. How's it going?
Hopefully not.
Uh-oh. Ricky, see, I did do another show. I just joined one. I didn't host one.
Right on. It all counts. It all counts.
Let me get these names in.
No more smoke and debate for a while. Only debate. No smoke for a while for me.
You just put one out.
Well, yeah, that was a regular one. I mean the good ones. The strong
Quit
ones.
those. Those are horrible for you.
Yeah. I'm working on it.
I yell because I care, Ricky. I'm sorry. I don't want to be like I'm yelling at you, but
I have cut that in half though, so I'm making progress on it. But
all right.
I kind of lost my train of thought for a second there. I'm just basically calling it. I don't have any take. I just called in to say have a great show. Wish you guys well before I have to depart for the evening. But definitely appreciate both of you guys and looking forward to the season.
Ricky.
Awesome.
Ricky.
All right, Rick. You sure? Nothing piquing your mind right now?
Not really. The only thing that I would think is, like I think we shouldn't overreact too much over this most recent performance. I think things will be more even, when the actual season starts. But yeah, I mean, yeah, no, not really. Not really. Just called in to say have a good show, and yeah, that's about it.
All right, Rick. Well, thank you for calling in, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, go subscribe to Ricky New York Live, and have a good night, sir.
All right, and you guys have a great night.
I watched Ricky last night. He got the exclusive Charles Gorman sit down, getting Gorman's thoughts on the game last night.
Yeah, he messaged me last night during the game. He's like, when you get a chance, shoot me the link. And I'm like, good. It's invite only tonight.
Gorman?
Here's somebody right now you're very familiar with.
Wow. Where you been, Beast?
Busy. And
Oh.
also I have a little bad headache.
I see. Well, the shirt looks good on you. Show it off to everyone.
This ain't bad. But last night's grade was basically a D. Very bad. Missed opportunities, missed plays, missed coverage, and bad moves. But not so good.
Hold on
It
one
looked like
second,
we-
Beast.
it looked like
Hold
we
on.
crapped
Beast,
the bed
Beast,
and we
Beast.
didn't do anything correctly.
Breathe. Clancy gifting 5 channel memberships. The great Clancy, ladies and gentlemen. His 5 went to Manish Mims, Train 3D, MJ from Jax, Sad Jets fan. That narrows it down. That could be a lot of us. And Donnie Alford. Clancy, you are the man, sir. And ladies and gentlemen, with that one, we are 8 memberships away. We are 8 memberships away from adding the Jermaine Johnson emoji tonight. Thank you, Jake. Thank you, Green Gang. Thank you, Rick Kent. Thank you, Clancy. You guys are absolutely awesome, folks. We are getting close. And if you're asking, what are we getting close to? If you weren't here in the beginning, gotta pull that here. Beast, what do you think about this? Jermaine Johnson with dollars, sacks of money behind him for the sacks he's going to get this year.
It looks like a big multi-millionaire almost, but unfortunately, I'm still very disappointed in a lot of the defense. They missed coverage. There was lacking. There was too much slowness. And then, to make matters worse, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, come on, Justin, we brought you here to New York. What the hell did you do? Did you shit the bed this morning, or did you forget to put your pants on one leg at a time? We don't bring you here to make you look like an ass. You wonder why you got 15 newspapers all over New York typing. Well, look at Justin Fields. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Justin Fields basically can't cooperate, right? And you wonder why 15 newspapers write a lot of the craziest stuff in the world? Because they're nuts. We're the nuttiest people on the planet Earth today. Why? Because we got 15 newspapers, and we got the craziest fans that come to our games, and they know if they don't like what they see, they know where they go, directly to the bathroom. And it's the truth. I wasn't very pleased. I was just like, turn the game off. After the second quarter, I said, okay, turn it off. Turn it off. This is just too much. Too much.
Please, let me ask you a question. People in the chat are concerned. Are there more holes in Justin Fields' passing game or more X's in the size of your shirt? Which is greater?
There's more holes in his brain than
I don't know. I saw you smirk there a little bit. I think. How many X's are we looking at? Are we looking at a 4X shirt?
No, I think I sent 3X. So. Beast, what did I send you? 3X?
It's fine. I feel like a new man, but unfortunately not for my legs because I've been very busy lately. And then I've also tried to find out I got a homeowner's insurance.
How was your weekend, Beast? Other than the game?
Too much. After watching yesterday's game, I didn't feel like after just saying, you know what, I don't feel like doing anything for a while. Just let it go. Just think of it this way. It's just one game. It's only one. We'll get the Eagles. We got them to finish off, and then after that we'll take a 2-week hiatus, and then we'll see what happens from here. But I don't see I don't see certain people making it. Corley, I see.
All right. Well, there's 90 guys there. 53 make it. So that's a good.
Corley is Clemens. Bye. Can't have him.
Beast. Heads or tails? Real fast. Heads or tails? Quick.
Tails.
Wrong. Next up.
Was it actually wrong?
I don't have a coin. I just put my thumb up.
Oh, it's whatever you want it to be then.
Yeah. That's Beast. We'll come back to you in a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, Alan Dodes. What's up, Alan? Alan.
Riveting. Go back to Beast.
Alan, you there?
No, he's not there.
Goodbye. All right. This
I'm
next
flipping a
caller is
coin.
a first-time caller. I don't think I've ever seen him before. Let's bring in Max.
Can you guys hear
Max?
me? Can you guys hear me?
Oh, man, Max.
I was on the show earlier, so Jake Asman's probably seen me like a couple times on the show.
What's up, man? How are you?
Good. So I didn't think the Jets played good yesterday. We did not play good. Justin Fields was horrible. 1 out of 5 passing. Even Jake Asman knows it best. I was on the show earlier this morning.
What's a Mad Max call?
And so we did not play good. Offense didn't play good. And then for the Giants side, I think the Giants played better than us. Russell Wilson played good. Jackson Dart also played good. Jameis Winston played good against some third stringers. And then Tommy DeVito, he's really good for a 4th string. He's one of the best 4th string quarterbacks in the NFL. I mean, I was actually talking to Jake Asman There could be a possibility.
Why
that
do
we
you
get-
need to say my first and last name
I
when
don't
I'm
know.
on the same call with you?
I was on Jake's show earlier, and
There you go.
No, there's a possibility we could get Tommy DeVito. It could happen. What do you think? What are your thoughts if we get Tommy DeVito, Nick?
I'd rather try Martinez. I would rather stick with Martinez. If Martinez can develop into a guy who can be a perennial backup and who can stick with this system for a few years and then eventually help mold and teach the rookie quarterback when we bring him in, I'm okay with that. It's not everyone's meant to be a starter in the NFL. Some guys are just mentors, right? And if Martinez can be that guy, maybe we found a little diamond in the rough with just being a backup quarterback, right? There's no expectations on him, which is great to have if you ever have to play quarterback in New York. You don't want to have great expectations because you're going to be judged unfairly.
I agree with you, Nick. I think Adrian Martinez has potential. In my opinion, he played really good against I understand play against third, fourth stringers, but I think he still played very good yesterday in the preseason game.
All right.
And then, so the Eagles game's coming out next Saturday. What are 3 players you want to see?
Friday night.
Friday night. What are your 3 players you want to see for the Eagles game?
Me?
Yeah.
I want to see more Donovan Edwards. I got to see more Barron, right? I want Barron in a bigger role. I want to know if this guy can play. And give me more Malachi Moore. Those are 3 guys who I think could be a part of a defensive rotation at times. So, and offensive with Edwards. And I'm going to add a 4th. Give me Arian Smith. I got to see more. Both Smiths, actually. I'm going to put them together. And hopefully they can get to reps with the first team. I think both of them have long-term potential if coached up and get the right quarterback who can get them the ball repeatedly.
So for offense, I want to see Arian Smith. I think he has a lot of potential.
Hey, Max, name all 53 players that are making the team.
So
wait, hold on 1 sec, Max. Before you do that, we got a couple super chats to get to. Shout out to Metro Funny. I'm in and out the chat driving to Tennessee, bro. Well, safe travels to you, our friend, and hope to see you. I think Metro was in. He was going to get tickets. I messaged you, Jake, when we had 3 tickets left. Metro wanted them. Then that night, he goes home. His wife got him tickets for that game. So she got him tickets, not even knowing that was the game that we were doing for that week. So Metro's in. And we got Rick Kent with a super chat that says, Max, why did you deny calling into Ricky New York Live before you ever called Jake? I saw you.
I was actually on this show. I was on this show last night as well. I was actually on the show last night. We were talking. I was on Ricky's show, and we were talking about the game as well. I've probably been on the last week on a ton of calling shows. I was on.
Where
Ricky's.
did you come from, Max? When did you start calling in the Jet YouTube shows?
Oh man, Matt Leary been calling on a show for a couple of years, and then Long Beach Show Jets for 2 years, and then Jets Talk 24/7 just recently. Nick Shine recently.
Yeah, but what brought
4 minutes ago recently?
I don't know. I just saw you were live, and I'm like, let me just go on this show. I have a lot of good takes.
Self-proclaimed the best takes.
Oh, so for the players I want to see in tomorrow's game, I want to see Arian Smith. I want to see more Justin Fields. And then I want to see Arian Smith with the ones. And then I want to see Justin Fields. He needs to play better against the Eagles. And then I want to see Mason Taylor. And then for defense, I want to see Jay Tefele. He had a really good game against the Packers, but he disappeared against the Giants. I want to see a little bit of Azaria Thomas, and I want to see Malachi Moore.
All right. I like it. We're kind of in step here, Max. Thank you. You're welcome to call back anytime, man. I appreciate you taking the time, and thank you for being new to the channel, man.
Sounds good.
We'll talk
Max
soon, buddy.
is related to Adam Gase. I don't know if you knew that.
Nice. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go back to him. He's like Kyle Clifton, Jake. First he was outside, now he's inside. Let's welcome Alan. What's up, buddy?
Hey, I was inside, and then I decided while I was waiting for Beastbreaker to take the garbage out, and I lost my signal while I was walking to the garbage.
You did indeed. How you been, man?
I've been great. I've been, cleaning a lot, watching a lot of Jets content. I am putting very little stock into what happened in the game. You had 4 quarterbacks on the Giants that, more or less knew what they were doing. We have a very young team and a new scheme, and they were playing vanilla. So, I was not worried about the result of the game at all. And I can't wait to see everybody at week 1.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get up there for the tailgate. I think I'm going to come home that day and do a watch along for the Steelers game, unless a free ticket falls into my lap. I got Nikki's birthday coming up. Me and his mom are chipping in to get him a car. So, anything that I want to do is taking a back seat until after I get the boy a car.
You never know, because I bought a ticket to the Carolina game and I had to give it up. I told Jake to donate it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm going to my.
Well, I'm sad to hear that you won't be there with us.
Yeah, I'm going to my niece's bat mitzvah same day, so
nice.
I'll have the game on my phone.
Hell yeah, awesome. So, what are you looking forward to? What position are you really eyeing in on now?
I mean, mostly I think the receiver battle is the most interesting one, personally. You've got. I mean, obviously the top 2 or 3 guys everybody knows at this point, and then the back of the roster battle is really interesting with Skinner and Pritchett, and then Corley, which obviously hurts me, is outside. My smoke alarm's going off because I've been cleaning my apartment all day, and so the dust is kicking it up. But
you got a throw pillow? Take the throw pillow.
That's what I'm using pajamas, but yeah.
All right.
There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, Alan's takes are so fire. He set off
the alarm. Yeah, and it's we have a bunch of receivers who could be something, but we won't know.
Yeah. Well, Alan, thank you for calling in, man. And
yes, sir.
Stay safe.
Thank you.
And we'll talk soon, man. Call in again, man. Don't be a stranger.
You guys too.
All right. Later, buddy.
Farewell, Alan. That's a good Alan that calls the show. Good to see that.
Yeah. He's a nice guy. No sarcasm with the Bobby comment. He's really a nice dude. He sat with us last year when we were at the hottest practice ever, the green and white. He was up in the front row with us. Reese Quinlan, member for 5 months of the channel, says, "Hey, Shine, how do you feel about the Jets' last game?" Reese, I would say go back to the beginning of the show, probably about 8 minutes in. We did the whole first hour was about the game. But thank you for being a member of the channel. Ladies and gentlemen, we are 8 memberships away. If we get 3 memberships, I'll gift the final 5 to get us there, folks. We're close. Beast, you're going to contribute?
Yeah, like I can shit a gold brick out of my ass.
All right. Gator, get to work. I need that video.
Basically, look for myself here. What's going on here? How you doing? So, grade, Jets versus Giants, D. Needs a hell of a lot of improvement. Lacking, needs to, and that starts with QB. Adrian Martinez, very good guy. He's young. Sure, he's going to have some days where he's going to get hit, and sometimes he's going to get knocked in the chops. I think he's going to stick around, but I think we're going to put him on the practice squad.
Did you just say Adrian Martinez is a good guy?
He's a young kid. He's learning. He's going to get knocked around sometimes, but he's going to get popped in the chops, sometimes, if he ever gets on the field. Brady Cook, good guy, smart, but he's gonna have the same thing like Adrian Martinez. He's going to get popped in the chops. I know how that feels to get popped. When you get popped, you get popped.
Oh, yeah? Watch this. Pop! All right. ISU gifted us 5 channel memberships, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting close. His 5 went to Wavy Aviation, the Savage Jedi Rusty Spooner, Jet Fan for Life, Ruggs 89 New York 61, and Bobby Cruz. No relation to Bobby Midnight, who is still MIA on this channel. ever since the air conditioner was purchased, have not seen Bobby Midnight on this channel at all, Jake. Any thoughts on that?
Wow. He has not been on the channel since you provided the air conditioning?
Not in the chat. Nothing.
Oh, wow. That's
no text, no call, nothing.
Why do you think that is?
I guess he milked this cow dry, man. There's nothing else to get.
That's shocking. Bobby actually called my show today. He hasn't called nearly as much as he once did.
Let me get ISU here in the raffle for tonight. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, I wish him well.
I'm going to go play with little Joey and eat some Taco Bell, if that's okay, Nick.
All right. Don't get the two mixed up. Don't play with the Taco Bell and eat little Joey, right?
I don't think so.
Perfect timing. God, that's so good.
That's well done.
Jake, good luck in the attic. I hope you get out of there safely and you can get past the 7 padlocks and chains on the door.
I've changed my mind. I'm headed up to Vermont. I'm getting to the bottom of this Nick Shine, Bobby Midnight feud.
My favorite video that you play is the first time you asked me to come on as a guest host with you. And he was trying to sit in the salmon color chair now, as we found out last year. And Bobby, what's in the blue bins back there? That's my underwear, Nick. Where do you keep your underwear? Not in a blue container. I'm sorry, Bob. But Jake, thank you, man. I appreciate the time. And ladies and gentlemen, once again, screenshot this, if you will. If you are coming to the Asmaniac Shiner Carolina outing, here's your tailgate information. The Rick Kent is already in. That's all you need to know. Forget about me. Forget about Jake. If you want to hang out with Rick Kent, that's all the information that you need right there. All right. Now you're in. Look at you, man. You're all over the country here.
I'll be smoking and debating with Ricky shortly.
Not smoking the good stuff, though. We have a little breaking news here tonight. Not smoking the good stuff.
Hey, where's BMAC been?
Oh. Dun, 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 dun. Taunting Steelers show.
Yeah, what Steelers show is he calling you to? Time to smoke my cigar.
Nice. Very nice. So I was out for the day this morning. Real quick before I let you go. Last night, good turnout, good time. Aside from
very good. Wasn't quite like last year when there was so much excitement for the season. It was also the first ever like live watch party we did. But I think our final count was like 58, 59 in that range. So still really solid turnout. A bunch of OGs that were there, new listeners of the show. V-Man winning the Brees Hall framed jersey while wearing a Brees jersey was pretty cool. So that was nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, really, really good turnout. The game was boring, but it was fun to hang with everyone. Genergy was there. Cynthia, so the 4%ers were well represented. It was a good time.
Awesome. I don't know if we're breaking news here. If you answer this, we probably won't answer it here, but I'll ask anyway because I got you. Any thoughts on a in-season watch party yet? Are those wheels moving yet?
Definitely, it's in the works. I am trying to come up with the dates. The problem is their first road game is week 3, and I'm going to Tampa, right? And then the next one is Miami, and it's a primetime game. So I don't want to do a watch party if they're 0-3 because I just feel like the turnout wouldn't be that good. People don't want to trek into the city or wherever for a primetime game with work the next day if they're winless. So I need a good start, and then we'll evaluate, but definitely planning on doing some watch parties. And I'm not going to London. So, but the problem is I'm on the radio now at 8. So my original thought was I would do a watch party and breakfast with the Jets type of thing because I'm not going this year, but I'm working. So I don't think that's going to work either.
Okay. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, the legendary V-Man. I mean, Jake. It's Jake at V-Man. A lot of throw pillows there for you, Jake. I didn't picture you as a throw pillow guy.
I support many pillows.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, catch Jake tomorrow, 10 a.m.
10 a.m. A rare Monday appearance from Robbie Sabo.
Nice. break down the game. I point. He points. Awesome. Jake, have a good night, man. Thank you for your time, and we will talk soon.
Nick, let me tell you what I'm about to go do.
Yeah, what did you get? What did your order?
It's right here. My Gary 3D boxing background is preventing this. Little beefy 5-layer burrito, chicken chalupa, beef crunchy taco, little chips and cheese.
Whoa!
Gotta go, bees. Bye.
Later, Jake. Enjoy. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Mike These Nuts. Put me in for 2. Mike, I love you, and I will correct you. It's put you in for 4 because it's Sunday night and everything is doubled, my friend. Jets fan forever, also known as our buddy Dre Day, gifted a membership, and I'm looking for it. It went to Orlando Vega. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you, Dre. Hope you're doing well. Now, I'm going to give 2, and that should put us right to the number, ladies and gentlemen. That should get us right to the level where we can add the new emoji. This channel's reaching new heights lately, ladies and gentlemen. I can't thank you guys enough. All right. My first one went to Michael Bartow. And the second one went to Thomas Bon Jovi, longtime viewer of the channel. We're at 1,643 subscribers, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your support. If you're watching and you haven't already, hit the like button. If you're watching and you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Let's see if we have. Where are we? We are at should be at it right now. Why aren't we there yet? All right, let me play a video. Give me a second to work on this. Let's play a little more Blitz.
It's got
Gentry covered in football. Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show. Dim the lights, but it's still bright as Nick time. Day or night, this is his prime, it's Nick Shine. Proud fan, well defined, to get in line. Toe to toe with any show, he only got 9. The best show on YouTube, bro, is easy. We talk Jets all day, please believe me. Subscribe, you just gotta click a family. We not a click in 3D. You can see a beautiful DP. We see through the fake teams and the tea leaves. So we pray for a coach and a QB and hope that we close to the top in the new league. A toast to the host with the most, Nicky.
Who, me?
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show.
Fantastic.
All right. The math ain't mathing here. So here's what we're going to do. Just because I like to be a man of my word. I don't know why. I don't know why that it didn't allow me. But ladies and gentlemen, if you refresh right now, we took out the NS logo for now. And we put the JJ Sacks in. So you should have access to that. And then we will add the Nick Shine logo back as soon as YouTube Studio refreshes. But thank you to everyone who gifted to get us there. You guys are awesome. Jay Quest, why don't you go play with your freaking trains, okay? Some people like emojis. You like prank calls. Nobody takes away the things that you enjoy. Don't shit on our fun, okay, pal? Jeez, God. Yeah. Stop lying, Jason. All right, folks. We got about 20 minutes left in the show. Let's get to a segment I enjoy. Ask some questions. Any Jets related questions, fire them away. Let's see what you guys got. Let's cover everything that maybe we didn't cover. If you have any questions or something that you were looking forward to Jake and I discussing today and we didn't do it, I would be remiss if I did not say we have 69 of you right here watching right now. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit the like button. We're very close to 1,650 subscribers. You guys are tremendous. Thank you, everyone, for helping this channel grow each and every show. I don't know why that's not there. But, oh, well. Why do we always suck? Poor hires, right? Yeah, we haven't hired good general managers. We haven't hired good coaches. We haven't found a quarterback. The coaches and the GMs haven't found it. It's been a domino effect of awfulness with this organization, and it starts at the top. And as much as people may want it and tweet it and chant it, I got breaking news for you. The Johnsons are not selling something that makes anywhere from $200 to $300 million a year. They're not getting rid of that. They put too much money into it. Now they're just it's generational wealth. They're not going to get rid of that. There's no reason to sell an NFL team. You just keep handing that down to the family time and time again. You would be dumb as hell to sell an NFL franchise right now with the way you're making money with it. May says, who is the player you see rising like Sherwood did last year? Man, I don't want to take a rookie. I think a rookie. You know what? I'm doing it. I'm going Mason Taylor. I think Mason Taylor is really going to surprise a lot of people. I don't want to put too much pressure on the rookie, but if we're looking at a guy who can make an instant impact at a position of need and with the lack of weapons that we have elsewhere, give me Mason Taylor. And Braylon Allen. I changed my answer. Braylon Allen is the guy. Braylon Allen is the guy who I think can get double-digit touchdowns and average 5 yards a carry. I think Braylon Allen is that guy who can be a very, very good starting running back in this league. Who is someone that gets cut that another team might sign, in your opinion? Noddy. I think Noddy. When you see Tufele and LT3, we got JT and LT at DT with Coward and Quinnen out. I think Noddy is a guy that goes elsewhere. All right. Looking for questions. Oh, that chat just refreshed. Tom says Stigger's on the rise. Yeah, I felt bad for him yesterday because Cisco cut him off in coverage, and that allowed the big play. But, I mean, he made up for it with the interception, right? Even though it was a miscommunication on the route between Wilson and the receiver. He got the turnover on special teams the week before. So, as much as Nate wants him to be CB1 on this team, I think CB5 and a gunner. Like, Stiggers is that guy who's going to take Irv Charles' spot. You're going to have Stiggers and Nagwagu. I can't say his name, number 34. They're going to be your two gunners. So he's going to have a big role on specials, and you need that, right? Until Irv Charles gets back mid to late season. Trey says, do you think we will make it to the hunt this year? I think there's a possibility. I think health needs to be on our side. I think this tandem or even this three-headed monster with Fields running the ball has to be that dominant run game. Defense is going to have to score. Special teams are going to have to be elite. But I think we can compete, and we can be that team after the bye that nobody wants to play. We went through the schedule earlier. Baltimore and Buffalo are the only two really elite teams. You got Cleveland, New England twice, Atlanta, Miami, Jacksonville, New Orleans. None of those teams really scare you late. Miami coming here in December, Atlanta coming here in December or late November is really beneficial. We go to New Orleans, I think the week before Christmas, a game that I'm targeting to get to with Nikki for his Christmas gift. Also, me and my son, I already put the vacation request in for work. We'll be driving out to the Cincinnati game. So if any of you are looking to get out to Cincinnati, let me know. I know Jaden D'Angelo. We might be picking him up on our way out and meeting him somewhere in central Pennsylvania. Do you feel the joint practice gave the Giants the edge last week? AG had the edge by knowing the Lions. I don't think it gave them an edge. I just think some of the things that they do well, the NFL is all about matchups, right? Like, I think we match up well with Cincinnati because we can cover the pass. They love to pass. Their strength is not the trenches. Our strength should be the trenches. So this game is all about matchups individually and on each side of the ball. I think that where the Giants pass rush is with our young right tackle, and they kind of took advantage of that. But you get better by playing against better. So I'm completely okay with Membu getting exposed now and still having 21 days to work on it and get better. And I keep saying, if Membu can ever get to the level as a pass blocker as he is a run blocker, you're looking at a Tristan Wirfs type, because I think Membu's that good of a run blocker. There's a reason we keep running to the right, 80% of the time with this offense. But ladies and gentlemen, the call lines are still open. We got about 15 minutes left in the show. Gator says, Nick, you could have intercepted that ball. That's true. I'm not saying he made a great play, but he made a play. How many times have we seen Jets not make that play? So I'm keeping it in perspective. It's better to make the play than not make the play, right? If he runs around lost and bobbles the ball, we'd be killing him today. So he made a play that he had to make. Looking in the chat. Only problem is Bengals can score. We cannot. Yeah, but who's to say that if in a regular season game we just don't keep running the ball down their throat? And then you get that RPO with Fields. Guys, there was a play last night where he gave the ball off and he ran up top. He would have been to the house if it was a regular season game. He would have kept that and been gone. He's not pulling it in a preseason game. He's not going to take unnecessary hits. Excuse me. Shout out to Johnny Boy. He's in the raffle. Para la raza, Latino Heat. Eddie para siempre. Bulldog Smith, Sick'em. Let's go, Jets. I always thought it was Viva la raza. It's para la raza? I did not know that. Dylan says, watching film, and I didn't love what I saw from Simpson and Membu. I'm not worried, though. Okay. Thank you, guys. Yes, my head is big enough. And Clancy, it's not an actual football card. It's meant to be a little. I'm not a football player, so it's tongue in cheek. You're acting like it was a wedding invite, and you're upset with how I'm displayed on the front of it. I love your attention to detail, though. Yeah, Simpson. You mentioned that live on air that Simpson ran into AVT and killed the play last night. I forget what tight end missed it. It was a down block they should have made on Burns, and Burns early in the game had an open sprint right to it. Yes, Taylor didn't get down there. But listen, that's to show the kid, hey, you're in the NFL, man. You got to be quicker on that. Whether you got to motion him in until he gets comfortable, but you can't leave that open for a guy with Burns' speed. All right, folks, we're getting close. We're 5 minutes away from the raffle. Last call for super chats, gifted memberships. I'm going to check. I'm refreshing YouTube Studio. I don't know why that didn't allow. That's actually bothering me because usually it's very good with it. All right there. Should have been 24. 21, 22, 23, 24. We had a 24. We should have a new emoji. All right. Johnny says, give me that jersey, Nick. Another super chat from Johnny. Also, happy late birthday to our guy, Jaden. So sexy that he's man. D'Angelo. Yes. The other day was his birthday. All right, folks. We're going to do the raffle at 9:50. Last call for memberships and super chats. Patty Grimes is in here, one of our resident Detroit Lions fans. I'm doing well, Patty. How you feeling about them so far? Hold up. Wait a minute. Kevin Tattoo says, yeah, I still want in. He was in big last night. He's back again for more. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin's gifts went to Kelly Cagg. Oh, a lady. Nice. Nick Teodoro. Cyprian Rogers. We got the sauce. And JBT 2465. All right. What's your thoughts on that? All right. Thank you. You're eating. I didn't want to interrupt you eating. I appreciate the thumbs up of approval. And we are not done yet, folks. Dre says, you know what? I want in again. And his membership went to a stinky ass Dolphin fan, my nephew Ryan. Dre, I'm sorry. I apologize. My nephew sucks. He's a Dolphin fan, but he does support his uncle and subscribes to the channel. So thank you, Dre. Dre, let me add you on here. Let me get Kevin back in. All right, I'm gonna sort. All right, let's add this. Save it. Bang. Old man interneting. I've been getting better. I haven't had an old man internet in a very while. I think since I got the two monitors and I have a laptop that doesn't slow down to a snail's crawl every time I try to do something, I think my old man interneting is much improved. Okay, we are adding an emoji. Let's go. Thank you to everyone who made this happen. We are at an all-time high with channel members. There we go. We put the new Nick Shine logo in there. So, ladies and gentlemen, you guys are the freaking best. I love you guys. You're tremendous. These last 3 weeks have been absolutely incredible for the show. I thank you all so much. But, folks, it's that time. Last night, Mike D's Nuts won a jersey. The week before, Knobcraft walked away with 2 of them. Mike chose a jersey for his wife. Knobcraft chose a Zach Kuntz jersey. And he also chose an Olu jersey for his brother. So let's get this up and let's see who wins this week's. Pew, pew. Let's go here. Here. There we go. Beast, any guesses who wins?
We'll see what happens.
Good call. Great input. Beast, give me a number 1 to 5. I can't see. I can't count sausages. Say it. 3?
The Babe Ruth number 3 special.
Babe Ruth 3? All right. All right. So we're going to shuffle this 3 times. And whoever wins has to thank Beast. Just want to check the chat, make sure I didn't miss anything. All of our entries are in. Right? Mike's in, ISU, Metro. Everyone's in. Ladies and gentlemen, good luck. And here we go. Rick Kent calling it out, said, I'm winning. And it goes back to, ladies and gentlemen, for the second weekend in a row, we have a back-to-back winner. Knobcraft swept Packers weekend. Mike D's Nuts sweeps Giants weekend. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. You couldn't write it, folks. Hey, Siri, text Mike D's. You won again. Remarkable, ladies and gentlemen. Beast, what are your thoughts on somebody winning back-to-back this weekend?
That's a surprise. And for that, we might as well say it. D's Nuts.
All right. So, yesterday before the show, Mike had reached out to me and said, hey, can you order me a jersey from wherever you get them from? I want number 23 with D's Nuts on it. All right. Then he says, you know what? I'm going to order one for my wife. Order the same one with the year she was born on it with her nuts on it. I'm like, all right. And now I'm seeing something in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Mike saying, give it to Jaden for his birthday. Jaden D'Angelo, are you in the chat right now? Mike D's Nuts, first class, ladies and gentlemen. Can we all do a golf clap for Mike D's Nuts? Golf clap.
In the words of the great Larry Zabisco.
Golf clap. Beast, golf clap.
I just give him the fly, baby. Fly, right. Mike, fly, baby, fly.
Great golf clap. You'd be tremendous at a golf course. Jaden? I'm shook. Aw. Very nice, Mike. Jaden, let me know who you want. You can get a personalized jersey. You can get, let me know whatever you want. If you want to think about it, that's fine. We obviously talk off air. It's a shame that the Jets don't have a player, D'Angelo, on the team. That would be incredible. Ah, look at that. That's what I love about this community. Mike, tremendous job. Dare I say, a legendary move. Very kind of you, sir. Look at it. Rob agreed. Legendary move. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I will start off tonight's What Did We Learn with I learned again that this community is fucking amazing. You guys are awesome. Yeah, Jaden, you're not a big guy, so maybe we can order like a kid's jersey. That's awesome. So, ladies and gentlemen, what did we learn? That's good stuff right there, folks. Let's see, where are we at with views? We should be there, folks. I learned that 17 days into the month of August, we just surpassed the largest monthly views on this channel. We got 14 days to go, and we've already had the highest amount of views on this channel for a single month. So thank you, everyone. I learned that you guys are awesome. I learned that you guys love your Jet content, and I am very honored and humbled to be someone that you come and watch on a daily basis. You guys are the best. Kevin, I learned the wheel hates me. Well, Kevin, don't forget, all of your entries are good for the Darrell Revis full-size authentic helmet with the Revis Island inscription. And I will tell you, Kevin, you are in the lead for raffle entries for that helmet. I always forget to take this down. If you were not here earlier and you are going to the Asmaniac Shiner Tailgate with Tailgate Joe, Lot E26, starts at 9 a.m. on October 19th, folks. Here's your chance. Screenshot it. That's my Venmo. My PayPal and my Cash App are there as well. We already have Rick Kent. You know it's going to be a bash. The DJ that day, the music is 80s. The menu, I believe, is an Asian bistro that day. They got games, they got bago, they got beer pong, they got high top tables. If it's cold weather in the middle of October, which sometimes it could be in the 50s or lower in the morning, there will be heaters there. Joe's going to hook us up with tents and heaters if it's called for, some high top tables with the amount of people that we're bringing. We're going to have a very nice setup. But ladies and gentlemen, get your What Did We Learns in. Let's see. I don't want to miss any. I know sometimes this chat fires them quickly. All right. I got what Rob learned. Beast keeps 2 snacks on each side of his toilet because he has the strongest toilet in the universe. Amazed. If I got a jersey, it would say 52 and the name fucked for the amount of years I have followed this team. That's it, Kev. Keep your eye on the prize, man. It's going to pay off. I promise you. Cincy Matt, I learned that preseason doesn't mean dick and does not paint the picture of what this team will do. I like it. Now, Cincy Matt, are you going to be at the Cincinnati Jet game? Because if so, we got to meet up. ISU, I learned that Beast cannot produce a gold brick from his derriere, and Mike D's Nuts is nothing but a solid gold person. Very good. Patty Grimes, I learned Bobby don't like to call Nick back. I haven't even called. I guess there's no more milk in this teat. We got tents, Rick. Rick, if it rains, you can sit in the truck the whole time, Rick. We are not letting your hair get wet. I promise you. I got a tent. Joe will have tents. If it rains, we will have tents, but we don't say the R word. The R word is rain when you're going to a game. We don't say the R word. Addison, you learned I'm never going anywhere, even if someone somewhere in Vermont did. Thank you, Addison. I love your support. You're the man. Chris, take an easy route. I learned what Boomtown learned. Rob V, I learned Boomtown is in the cut right now, about to read a novel. Skyline on me. Is that a restaurant? What's the Skyline? I've never been to Cincinnati. Pittsburgh is as far west as I've ever gone. I've learned everyone is pinching tents. That's great. Dino says, I will tell you what I learned. There are too many Debbie Downer Jets fans, not all just the ones that need to pull the strings between the legs. All right. Oh, no, I don't do chili. I don't do chili. I don't do anything. I have IBS, man. I'm very, very generic with what I eat. I appreciate the offer. I'll smoke a cigar with you. We could do that. But I'm not putting chili into me. Not the day before I got to go to a game. No way. I appreciate the offer, man. Chris is not the Debbie Downer. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time. If you are a member of the channel, you know what to do. Hit that Canadian leaf. Make it rain for Boomtown right now, and we will summons him. Thoughts on Boomtown?
We'll see what happens. Let's play it by ear.
What do you think about Boomtown?
It's okay. He's okay. He's a decent fella.
Well said. Rick Ken, I just learned more about Nick's digestion than I should know. Well, Rick, there's a reason that I don't really vary with what I eat. It's troublesome at times. So I stay very generic, my friend. There's a method to my madness, Mr. Kent. He answers with confidence, though, Clance. You got to give him that. He answers with confidence. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Boomtown, the great Canuck from up north. Drop it like it's hot, sir. He's an okay fella. Booms is dangerous alliance material. Tom, I tried to convince him the other day to change it to the Beast World Order. Hey, any word on the Beast World Order coming to fruition yet?
The Dangerous Alliance is already informing, and we're already preparing.
No, I want the Beast World Order.
The Dangerous Alliance it's already been formed.
Nah. Boomtown learned it's worth a visit from the police to Crank Blitz BK. There is riffraff in the Discord. Bonesy's kids are highly unlikely to be attending the Carolina game. Rick Kent, don't fuck around. Hell yeah. Bonus, Nick won the worst lottery ever. Rob V had a good call, and he agrees. Ricky has smokes that count and some that don't count. Dust can set off fire alarms. Beast cannot shit gold bricks. Double bonus, back-to-back wheel winners. Back-to-back wheel winners 2 weeks in a row is quite the statistical anomaly and also a fucking tongue twister. Highest viewers, highest memberships. Nick Shine, you're on the way to the moon, little buddy. Yeah, little buddy, I love him. He's my buddy, my pal. Thank you. All right. All right, Tom. I don't want to upset you. Chris B says he's in your alliance. What do you think? You accept Chris B?
If we can carry the bags, our Dangerous Alliance is a force to be reckoned with. And we are going to reckon 2025 with an annihilation beyond the apocalypse. Now, let's go to the wheel and get a winner.
We did that already. Thanks for watching. Oh, man. I love this show. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys. You guys are tremendous. I don't even know what to say. I'm just looking at the comments and how you guys absorb this information. But thank you for everyone for watching. Tomorrow night, I should be on Monday night after work. It's a very strong possibility. Hopefully, we get a little practice tomorrow. We get a little access to Aaron Glenn. If we do, I'll be on late night. But until then, folks, have a great night. Be good to one another. Thank you for watching. Love you guys. Blitz BK. Take it. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Rick Kent's here.
Welcome, my friends. It's a shine time. Shine time. It's time to talk about the Jets. Don't you know it's shine time? Shine time. It's shine time. Time to be with my friends. Hey, have you seen my toe?
It's got beef.
Gentry covering the bumble. Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show. Dim the lights, but it's still bright as Nick time. Day or night, this is his prime, it's Nick Shine. Proud fan, well defined to get in line. Toe to toe with any show, he only got 9. The best show on YouTube, bro, is easy. We talk Jets all day, please believe me. Subscribe, you just gotta click a family. We not a click in 3D. You can see a beautiful DP. We see through the fake teams and the tea leaves. So we pray for a coach and a QB and hope that we close to the top in the new league. A toast to the host with the most, Nicky. Who, me? Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show.
Fantastic. Last comment gets a raffle entry in the Darrell Revis helmet, ladies and gentlemen. And go.